So I've been seeing this question a lot lately. Who are you and how would you end up at Valuetainment with your own channel? So I figured, why not give you the full rundown of who exactly I am and how I ended up at Valuetainment. So as you can see in the name of this channel, my name is Brandon Aceto. And the way that I ended up at Valuetainment, very weird, but here it is. So, been a fan for years. My background is that I majored in national security. I thought I wanted to work for government, but very quickly on in my school endeavor, I saw that it was not, in fact, these terrorists and all the Middle Eastern stuff and China, Russia, that was the biggest threat to the U.S., but in fact, it was the United States government itself and a lot of the mainstream media outlets that were the biggest threat to the national security of the United States. So, unfortunately for me at first, upon graduation, I was most qualified for jobs that I wanted no part in working for, like the CIA, National Security Agency, etc. So I decided to go into the private sector for a few years and do global security work, and I was able to find a job where I worked the night shift and was able to do a ton of reading at night. And I knew that I needed to expand my horizon to find what I really wanted to do. So I went down a big economics rabbit hole because around this time, 2020, there was money printing and all that going on. I was like, what the hell is going on here? I clearly do not understand something about the economy if we could just print money and not have anything immediately bad happen. So I obsessively went down that rabbit hole. I read every book I could find, things like Alchemy of Finance by George Soros, Market Wizards by Jack Swagger, Economics in One Lesson by Henry Hazlitt. The list goes on and on. But most importantly, I was obsessed with understanding everything macro, everything finance, and within a year, consumed pretty much everything I could find on the topic of finance and macro, geopolitics. I already knew a lot of geopolitics, but this definitely painted a much clearer picture. So around the time of late 2021, I started to get the feel that I wanted to have a media presence because I had a lot to say and I did not really have a platform to say it on. And I always had political aspirations, and I figured, what better place to start than the world of media? So I started my own YouTube channel with the whole ideology behind it being that I'm independent. I have plenty of crap to talk about Democrats and Republicans. Talk about news, politics, finance, some history that's relevant to the things I talk about. And what do you know? The channel's massively successful right away. I get 1,000 subscribers within the first month, 20,000 in 6 months, 40,000 within a year. And after a year goes by, I say to myself, you know what? I'm moving at a good pace, but not fast enough for what I want to do, who I want to be. So I said to myself, who is sharing a similar vision to me? And it did not take long to identify that Valuetainment, Patrick Bet-David. Valuetainment, organization that shares my vision. Patrick Bet-David, another person that shares my vision. So I fought like hell to get the attention of Valuetainment and get the opportunity to prove myself. So spent several months doing everything possible to get their attention. I actually contacted them in every conceivable way, and the way that was actually the winner was kind of weird. So I got about 20 giant manila envelope packets, mailed my resume, my show pitch idea, and other stuff that's informational about me inside of it. And on the outside, I put a green sticker with an arrow on it pointing up saying, scan me. And above that was a QR code from a service called SpokeNote. So SpokeNote is a company that gives you QR codes that you can upload a video to. So I uploaded a video myself and just my pitch. I put it all out there saying, here, this is what I've done. This is what I could do. This is what I want to do for you. Let's do it together. And here's a quick look at that.
Dear Valuetainment, I absolutely love what you're doing, what you've done. I want to fight Goliath with you. I understand what you're trying to do. I love the vision. I've had success doing politics and economics over the last year, gained 45,000 subscribers on YouTube. I consider myself world-class at researching and explaining complicated events in a simple way. I think you're going to be one of the biggest media companies in the world in 10 years. I see the vision. I want to be a part of it. I want to add to it. I'm very good at a lot of things that I think would be valuable to you, but I also want to get better at a lot of things like public speaking, communication skills. I've spoken to anyone from billionaires like Peter Tuchman on Wall Street.
What do you think of the situation we're in where Wall Street is paying so much attention to Federal Reserve policy instead of traditional market fundamentals?
In the inner cities.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't like Trump personally, but he is a smart businessman, and I feel like he did more than Biden will ever do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even though I don't like Trump, he's still a smart businessman, and he helped us.
I respect that.
Does have any opinions on Trump and Biden? Do you like one?
I voted for Trump. I can understand what you're saying. Biden. Both of them, but Trump better than Biden.
Adorable, right? It feels like just yesterday. I mean, it was just back in February, so not too long ago after all. And what do you know? I end up getting a 30-day tryout for Valuetainment, making a good impression. And a few months later, my channel gets picked up by Valuetainment, and now here we are. Pretty crazy story, but the key takeaway I want you to take away from all this is that you can put your life in whatever direction you want to put it in if you harness the right information. And the fastest, best way to do that, from my experience, is to read, especially about the things that you think can advance your position in life. And that's why I'm very excited about our sponsor today, Short Form. So Short Form's not a replacement for books, but it's a way to expedite your learning ventures. So you could look at the full summary of a book and see if it's applicable to what you're trying to learn about or not. From my experience, the optimal way to use this is to either read the summary before reading the book or read the book, then read the summary after. See if you harness the key takeaways. Click on the link below to find out more about Short Form. There's actually a great discount right now. It's very affordable and very, very, very worth your while. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.